Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, and Alexander Usyk. Get this. Eddie Hearn says that Usyk must be ready for Joshua rematch by the end of June. Eddie Hearn is saying that the rematch between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk must take place by the end of June. Otherwise, AJ will take an interim fight. With Usyk still currently in the Ukraine fighting the war there, he might not be ready to go by Eddie Hearn's deadline of late June. If the unbeaten champion isn't ready by then, Hearn says that Joshua, 24-2-22, will take an interim fight. The Matchroom boxing promoter, Hearn, isn't saying why there is a pressing need for the current heavyweight champion Usyk to fight AJ by the end of June. What difference does it make if the rematch is delayed until July? Of course, if Usyk is pressured to return to the ring quickly with a late June deadline, that plays into Joshua's hands, giving him a better chance of winning the rematch. You hate to say it, but that could be the rationale for the late June deadline for Joshua Usyk 2 rematch. It's good for Joshua, but terrible for Usyk, who hasn't been training for the last month while on the Russian front. Quote, I don't think Usyk will take that fight next. We're looking at the end of June for that fight, and that's when the fight has got to take place, by Eddie Hearn said to the Zone Boxing Show about Joshua Usyk 2 rematch. Let me counterpunch. I think these are forceful tactics by Hearn. He knows what it is at stake. And I think what Eddie's doing is he's just simply just giving the deadline, you know, doing something that is not popular to do, but it's being done. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've heard of Wilder, Joyce, Otto Wallin. We've heard of these people thrown up in the last 2.5 weeks. Then all of a sudden we hear, a couple days ago, right? We're hearing that the prime minister of the Ukraine has allowed Vasily Lomachenko and Alexander Usyk to stay put. Okay? And what I say to this is, I say this. You have Vasily Lomachenko already making his mind up. No, I'm going to stay and fight. This is more important, right? And we've seen that. And I think Alexander Usyk more than likely will take lead. Okay, we haven't heard anything from him thus far, but I feel that Vasily Lomachenko already pretty much set the stamp or set the standard from what's right or what's wrong or what's, you know, what he plans to do. And I think everybody else will fall in the line, you know, and I think Eddie Hearn was saying, hey, he has until June to kind of push that along to make it more of a standard and more make it more known that, hey, Josh was going to fight someone else. That's all this is. So he's saying all that to say this. We're going to take the interim fight. Josh was going to fight someone else before Usyk because Usyk's not ready. That's what he's saying. You know what I mean? It kind of sounds dickish, but it is what it is. And I think Eddie's saying it like that because he wants to be known and he wants to let everyone know. That's why he's putting it out there like, hey, Usyk must be ready he must be ready by that time. And I don't think Eddie Hearn is expecting Usyk to be ready. I just think he's saying that to let people know that, hey, we're going to take this fight, right? So if he's going to have any type of say-so or going to make a move, he needs to do it now. But I don't think Eddie expects him to, because I think Eddie knows that Usyk's mindset is not on a fight, and that's just to clear up things and to get his fighter mentally prepared to fight someone else. You know, and everything I think Eddie has told, like Talk Sports and other venues and other sites, I think he's told Anthony Joshua too. So at the end of the day, I think he's always wanted Joshua to take the easy pick'ems or easier fight or a tune-up fight to get him ready for that night with Alexander Usyk, given everything, God willing, goes well in the Ukraine with Ukraine and with the people that are defending the Ukraine. Okay, so I think this was all the plan anyway for Eddie to get Joshua in there with someone easy, to get him a win up under his belt, to get him some confidence back, to get the crowd behind Joshua again, to let people know that Joshua was still back and it was just a very difficult, very special opponent that beat him that night, and get his wheels and that engine running again. That's what I think Eddie Hearn's doing. Okay, but he's saying it in this way to project it's Usyk, it's up to Usyk to let this be known, right? It's Usyk to let this happen before we take something else, knowing that's the avenue that they're going down anyway. So that's just slick Eddie, Fast Eddie E, right? To make this known that Anthony Joshua, it's safe to say, is taking an interim fight before that day. Bars. You guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn saying that Alexander Usyk must be ready by the end of June. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.